Pears Challenge is the only venture builder in Israel which focuses on international development. We build a program which is designed for entrepreneurs without ideas, which really starts from the onset, because we realize that in order for Israelis to do it right, they need to have the right foundations and the right understanding from what the field needs, want, and willing to pay for from the beginning. We take these brilliant, talented individuals and just allow them to enter this domain, which most of them have not been exposed to in the past, and definitely don't have the deep understanding or the deep networks which are needed in order to engage in a meaningful way.
Fabrilo is a company that grew out of the Pears Challenge. Fabrilo creates off-grid systems for sanitation, toilet for everywhere the toilets are not accessible. The idea is to treat the waste on the spot instead of taking it through very expensive and not always efficient grid and infrastructure.
Amphi supports farmers' initiatives within rainforest regions. It provides an additional income for carbon sequestration and enable the industry to mitigate climate change and align with new regulations of climate.
We are bringing a solution to enable access to lab tests. We will bring the microscope and the expert and everything to an automated machine and to do it outside of the lab.
The idea for Kihila began with a reminder by the Pears Challenge about the global burden of HIV and tuberculosis. With tuberculosis, 2 million people die of the disease each year, even though we've had a cure for it for over 70 years. Why? We had this idea that this is a behavioral challenge and not really a medical one, so we had to change the behaviors of why patients don't take their medication, but you need a toolkit for that. I had never been to Africa. Pears introduced us to networks so that we could reach the relevant people.
I went to a field trip in Ghana. I was connecting with local organizations. So collaborating with this organization is valuable for reaching the farmer at the individual level and improve his agriculture and his well-being.
The opportunity to be in a field validation in Uganda was very meaningful for us to design and develop and think if our solution is relevant. We could talk with stakeholders from community leaders, just normal people, UN agencies, and figure out if the direction is even relevant.
One of the major things from Pears Challenge is the reliable network that they have. Every investor that we are speaking with, they are speaking about how do you penetrate the market. So you need a very reliable partners, and I think this is one of the major benefits from Pears.
By the end of the program, we had a complete story, which gave us credibility.
The Pears Challenge was somewhat of a springboard for us. We started with an idea we didn't know nothing about, and we decided to take it forward and build a company out of it.
The last 2 years, we are in intense connections with the 3 big corporates in this area. We already have patents approved in Japan, in the US, in South Africa, South Korea. We raised till now to date $8.6 million. So we are really in the point that we are going into the market right now with our first version of the product.
The product worked. Patients using our intervention had 2/3 fewer unsuccessful health outcomes, death, failed treatment, and loss to follow-up compared to the standard of care. We got published in the top medical journal in the world, the New England Journal of Medicine, the New York Times, World Economic Forum.
When we went to investors and say, okay, so we have this idea, but we also validated it, already have partners that are interested and NGOs that we talked with, and we got funding from the Israel Innovation Authority to conduct the basic research, and we're about to finish it and moving forward.